Welcome back. 2017 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. Right now, the FAU Owls taking on the UConn Huskies. This match is brought to you by Carbon Paintball. Carbon products are built on minimalistic designs with technical manufacturing for optimized performance. Visit carbonpaintball.com for more. Also, they have a 15% off store-wide this weekend. Use NCPA 17 at checkout. That's 15%, 1-5. Here we go, FAU. The Owls taking on the Huskies. Both these teams won a game yesterday. So this should be a pretty evenly matched game on the breakout. FAU looking like they want to push the snake side, Kat.
Yeah, it does definitely look like they want to push the snake side. Look for that player to make that move. He did take a core sample, Matt, so I don't know how good his gun's going to shoot, if he's going to shoot straight or not. Trying to get that dirt out of there, but look for him to make a move. Hopefully his coach right here would tell him when to go. It looks like the
Huskies making moves on the D side. Yeah. Nothing crazy though.
And
D2.
That player in the snake one for the Owls, listening to his coach. It looks like the Huskies just still lined up in the gray area. Looks like we have Bronson's filling in behind this snake player in the stand up behind snake one. Look at the Huskies have a shooter at the corner bunker behind the snake as well.
So, pretty good field position, and 5 alive for both teams. Better field position, well, I was gonna say better field position on the D side for UConn, but FAU makes a move into D2, and looks like UConn making a move into the snake, so it's pretty much mirrored up all the way around. 5 alive, both teams have a little bit of penetration on both sides of the field. No one in the center, no one up the center for both squads.
Looks like Danny here in the snake for UConn, trying to battle his mirror. Looks like he just missed a chance to catch his mirror moving into snake 2, but he's out on him now. Looks like one of the UConn players is, one of the Huskies just filled out to back his player up in the snake. Another UConn player coming this way in the snake. So looking like they're stacking the snake side, Matt. 3 strong over here. Looks like he's at the little mini wall in the back, shooting snake way, trying to keep Robson at bay.
Both teams in snake 2. A body comes off for UConn on that D side of the field. And now wrapping around here, FAU. Is that Corbin behind him?
Yes, it is, sir.
Yeah, so Corbin doing a good job trying to support his snake player.
Looks like the Owls are 5 strong against UConn's 4. But UConn's still in some strong positions here. We got some of the Owls in the Dorito looking snake way.
Yeah, they're
snake 2.
D1 and D2 right now for FAU. So a real good crossfield spread for them with attackers on both sides of the field and a one-body advantage.
Looks like UConn player figures out that there's only one of his players in the Dorito, so he filters out from the snake stand-up out to the Dorito side.
He's putting a lot of pressure on that back bunker, and he's able to pinch him out. Nice kill, cross field from snake 2. So that is now just 3 bodies left alive for UConn. This gives FAU a pretty sizable advantage. 5 players alive for them. This is a high body situation. They do not want to lose this first point.
UConn is at D3 though, so that's a good advantage on him.
Well, he needs to start killing people.
Yeah, it looks like an Owl is walking off at D1.
Oh, there's one. So now it's 4-on-3.
Looks like they're trying to figure out where exactly that UConn player is on the D side, but the Owl in the snake is looking that way, trying to find him. Looks like they're pinpointing where he's at. Robson still talking to this guy in the snake, keeping him alive. Looks like that UConn player in D3 is eliminated, walking off the field. Turn this to a 2-on-3, I believe. I could be wrong. Oh, man.
Well, yeah, so FAU kind of squandering that advantage they had. UConn hanging tight. Yeah, and you can hear that the snake 2 player is very angry. Yeah. Well, he's screaming, go, 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 but I don't think he understands the count. It's 3-on-3 or 2-on-3?
Yeah, 2-on-3.
So yeah, 2-on-3. Yeah. Well, he's trying to get his D side to push up, but a lot of the bugs have died off the D side.
Yeah.
FAU now making a move as we have a bunker malfunction, and he's going to be eliminated. So, and that is going to do it. So UConn was hanging tough.
Yeah.
Seal Faria in here just got a bad break with the bunker falling over, but he was the last player left alive. FAU almost squandered a 5-on-3 situation. losing a couple bodies. Their Snake 2 player is really frustrated right now. He's probably going to go in and say, hey, I'm in the Snake. We need some production off that D side. They had guys over there, but that's where the deaths were coming from. So still, pretty good point for FAU.
Yeah, he's definitely going to go give someone an earful over there. Jumping up and down behind Snake 2, jumping up and down.
He's like, what are you doing? Come on. He's like literally looking over there, you know, giving him the let's get it going on the D side, guys.
Maybe he should have had a flag or something. Looks like the Owls trying to get themselves set to come back out here.
But that was a pretty even point, and it's good to see if you're a UConn fan that that they were, you know, starting to chop bodies up, even though they were down and they only had 3 bodies, but they won a couple gunfights to get it close, but it's not enough. So again, this game is brought to you by Carbon Paintball. Really great company, started by some guys that have been designing paintball products in this industry for a long time now, doing it on their own, and it's like really high-level stuff. So if you're looking for super cheap stuff that's going to wear out but not cost you a lot of money, Carbon is not for you. They make high-quality products, and it's 15% off store-wide, so definitely go to carbonpaintball.com, check it out, and if you see something you like, get a 50% discount. Use the code NCPA17 at checkout.
That was a long point, man. It looked like it was 4.5 minutes.
That was a really long point.
Yeah, I foresee another long.
I think we're going to see that, though. I really think that this field is going to slow down when we get to the deeper rounds of the tournament, and I think that that's what we're going to see in Dallas as well. We'll see. I mean, the D side, it's easier to get up there on the D side, and that's pretty much standard. The Snake side is you know, a little bit more difficult. You got a secondary in there. We have seen some teams run there off the break, but that has not been a consistent play for most teams out here. Tripling up the back center. FAU really going heavy guns, not risking anyone off the break, and they're going to secondary up into the center.
UConn's player that went to the wall off the break gets eliminated.
They lose 2 bodies.
Oh, 2 bodies. So it's a 5-on-3 switch real quick in favor of the Owls. I guess that triple bunker in the back worked. They got that shot. Okay, and Gala's diving in Snake 2 here for the Owls. Diving in clean. Look for him to make a shot here and eliminating that center. And that's it. That's a quick one.
Well, this is a much quicker point here for FAU as UConn having some survivability issues. They did lose a couple bodies quick, but then the last 3 players didn't put up much of a fight. FAU going to close this point out 5 strong, so a perfect point for FAU and locking in on those off-the-break shots to give themselves an early advantage. Score going to be 2-1. Corbin Robson walking in the flag. Got some time left in this game, and they have a lead, so they're not in a hurry. The point conceded by UConn. So the Huskies having a little bit of a rough go of it here, first couple points.
Yeah, definitely.
So 4 minutes and 29 seconds to go here. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Still in the first half of this game. And FAU has been controlling UConn nicely. UConn struggling on the offense, struggling to live off the break. The first point was really long, and UConn, they hung in there. FAU had a couple bad deaths on that D side of the field. But Catfish, I just feel that FAU's game plan, they've been real consistent at attacking the field. Even in that last game plan where they went triple guns in the back off the break, but filtered out nicely into those secondary moves.
Yeah, they definitely knew exactly where they were going. Robin started off one of the three in the back. And he
Major penalty on FAU.
Ansberg. Is that Ansberg?
I think that was Ansbrough.
Ansbrough got a penalty. It's a major. So now the Owls starting 3 strong in the back.
Well, UConn still 5 players left alive for them. I don't know if they know the count, though.
I don't know if the coach has said anything. Or
now they do.
Looks like they're coming into the snake strong here.
So UConn diving into snake 1. Already in D3 in the red zone.
Yeah, look for them to come strong here, hopefully. Look for that centered stand-up, probably transition into the wall, possibly. That would definitely help them push up. Snake player making it into snake 2 for UConn. Trying to get that crossfield shot, the little mini stand-up, mini tower back there. Proceeds to tuck in, but he's still battling with D3. Robson just trying to get small in that bunker. I don't think that bunker's gonna get any bigger, buddy. I mean, you're a back player, Matt, and in situations like this, that bunker just starts getting smaller and smaller. It gets
smaller and smaller and smaller. I'm just, as a back guy, and when you're in a low body situation, in this situation, I'd be trying to fight hard to get my guy out of the box, and hoping somebody makes a mistake. When you're in those low body situations, the only way you can really pull them off is your opponents, if the 5 playing the 3 do everything right, it's impossible. You're hoping guys drop lanes, you're hoping guys get greedy and try to make big moves without checking off. But that's not what's happening right now for UConn. UConn executing nicely with this advantage, but they need to run it in and preserve the time on that major penalty. So Ciafari kind of, losing the plot there for a second.
8 seconds left on that penalty.
Had to get yelled at by his teammates. Hey, sprint that flag in. Let's preserve the time here on that major.
Is there some controversy here on the pack? What's that? Is that paint right there? Oh.
Point's good.
Point is good, sir.
So now a 1-point match with 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go here, first half, and still 8 seconds left on that major penalty.
Not a lot of time, but they will start 4 guns short. That's 1 gun.
Or 1 gun
not
short.
Shooting, or 1 gun short, sorry.
So let's check out this replay. So there's Corbin Robson, and just tucked as tight as he possibly can get. That bunker getting real small as the angles got wide. So good technique for being in that position, though, but he just couldn't get small enough. I mean, you are forced to fight out of that spot. You can't just hide. If you hide, you're going to get run down. So you have to just hope to God that you're able to get somebody pushing sloppy. That's not what happened, though. UConn did a really good job of using that high body situation to put their first point on the board and preserve that clock, even though Ciafari for a second I thought was going to drop the ball. But no, his teammates definitely remembered and yelled at him to sprint that flag in. And then we were wondering for a second if he had a hit on him because the ref was questioning.
Yeah, something on his pack, looked like.
Now these teams coming out to play this next point. The winner of this match will move on to play Penn State University Nittany Lions in the last game this afternoon in the quarterfinals. Only 15 seconds before the start of this point, and UConn having to have their guys run out to get set. But they have 5, they're good to go. We've definitely seen a lot of that this weekend. Guys barely getting out in time or not getting out in time.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like we have the Owls going too strong on the tower. 2 UConn players being destroyed off the Dorito side. So it looks like the Owls have blown the Dorito side open for themselves. Owl player going to the 50 Dorito. Looks like he just walked straight in there, as well as the Snake player that just came into Snake 50 as Gala. Oh man, this is a penalty in, and they're just gonna take a point here, it looks like. 1:40 at this time. Oh God, just getting sloppy, backing off and getting caught. Trying to shoot that Dorito player from UConn out.
But more bodies dropping for UConn. So UConn survivability again an issue for them. FAU also losing some bodies. I think it's a 2-on-1 right now. And that last player from UConn getting shot out of the back corner bunker here on the Snake side. So another point for UConn. A minute and, well, let's see, he's walking pretty slow. We haven't seen UConn concede the point yet. So I'm wondering how much time is going to be left. There is the point concession. So a minute and 8 seconds left here in this first half. The score, 3-1. And we're going to be right back after this. One minute and 8 seconds left to go in this first half. My question to you, Catfish, do you think we're going to see a point scored here, or do you think this is going to go to time? Because we've seen some long points here.
No, this is, if it's anything like it's been going, this is going to go to time. Definitely going to go to time. I don't see any either of these teams doing any stunts right now, especially not coming from the UConn camp right now. And I don't see the Owls trying to give a point away. So let's see what's going on here. We got to evenly break it. Or the Owls are actually trying to get into the Snake, which he does not make.
Yeah, he tried to, I think he just attempted a barrel roll to try to get out of the way of a screen. Wasn't able to do it. Both teams sent a body to the Snake off the break, and looks like UConn able to make it in clean. Just 52 seconds to go now, and here goes a move from UConn up into that center 50.
The Owls have dropped 2 players. There's only 3 left on the Owls. 3 back bunkers. Looks like this UConn player in the Snakes moving up to the Snake 50. UConn controlling Snake 50 and also the wall. Look for them to.
This is Silverman. Remember how good of a game Silverman had?
Yeah.
When in UConn's first match, Silverman was very consistently getting up into this center 50. I'm sorry, into the Snake 50. Just very slow and methodical over here. And then now pushing aggressive because they don't have much time left. Just 19 seconds left to go. He loses his buddy behind him. And that was Ciofari catching one of the goggles. And just 10 seconds. Unless Silverman can get a couple shots right now, Silverman's pushing into it. And then Silverman gets double dose of paint on his lenses. UConn attempting to try to win this point as time expires, playing the aggressor here.
Go, go, you almost made it, bro.
So Thomas not hearing the buzzer sound, and then had to get yelled at by his teammates that, nope, sorry, we don't have any time left. So we will be heading into halftime still with the lead here for FAU. But, I mean, I liked seeing that out of UConn.
Yeah, it definitely was a nice aggressive run to the Snake. And, I mean, both teams sent players to the Snake off the break. Unfortunately, the Owls lost their player diving into Snake 1. You know,
I think I think one of the problems we could diagnose for UConn is Robert Silverman. He was so effective of getting into that 50-yard line over here on the Snake side of the field all day yesterday. I mean, how many times we saw so consistently to get in there, and that's the first time that we saw him at the 50-yard line on the Snake side. So Silverman, they've got to find a way to get him into the Snake again with Ciofar over here. Before we head to a quick break, let's check in with Lauren.
Hey guys, I'm here with Min Pham from UConn. Now you guys had a little bit of a rough first half, but we are going into the second half. You can absolutely come back in 10 minutes. What do you think, though, if you can pinpoint your main struggle is, what's the biggest problem you had in this first half?
Right now, we're just not getting any shots off the break, really. We're getting shot out of our bunkers. We're making our spots, we're making the wide shots, but we're not getting shot out of our bunkers as soon as we get there. That's mainly our problem.
Not getting shots off the break is kind of a vague thing. How do you think you fix that? Like, what can you guys discuss and change in order to fix that?
Yeah, during our practices, we did a lot of laning drills. We got our lanes on. We just got to pull them up a little bit, get them a little higher, make those shots, make them count, and get these kills and get this win.
All right, we'll see if you can get this win. Good luck.
Well, they have kept it close. We'll see if UConn can attempt a comeback here in the second half, which will be coming at you here in just a few moments. Stick with us. 10 minutes on the clock here for the second half. FAU Owls up by 2 over the UConn Huskies. Again, this game brought to you by Carbon Paintball. Big shout out to one of our sponsors here, and they are having a 15% discount if you head to carbonpaintball.com and put in the code NCPA 17. And they also have this really cool new pack with like pump technology, like the old school Reebok pump shoes.
Oh, okay.
So which basically puts the air pad right here on your back, so you put it on with no air on it, and then use the pump, and it inflates the little pack on the small of your back, and it's super light. I'm a big fan of the company and the stuff that they're making. Again, really high quality stuff. So if you're looking for, you know, low cost, use it for 4 months and have to throw it away, Carbon's not the company for you. They're making really high quality stuff. So definitely check out their website, give it a look. So Catfish.
Yes, sir.
Right now, UConn, break down what you think they need to do here in the second half.
I mean, I would like to see them be a little bit more aggressive off the breaks here. Looks like they're just being more conservative, staying in the back line. And the Owls kind of beating them at the punch at the current moment. It looks like we got the Owls moving up the center a little bit more. We got the Owls still doubling up that tower. One shooting Snake side, the other one shooting Dorito side, trying to catch those players filtering out. I do like what UConn's doing, but I just wish they would be a little bit more aggressive. I think if they were a little bit more aggressive, they could put the Owls on their heels, and that's what they really need to do right now.
I feel like they're trying to be aggressive, but I think I agree they could be a little bit more aggressive, but I feel like they're attempting it. FAU's just shutting it down.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It looks like we got Gala trying to get into the Snake for FAU. For him to put his mirror in and go, he's been doing that. He was doing that all day yesterday, and look he's cleaning the door right now. Might taking a little bit of a core sample and then slide into that tower. Is that Robson in the middle there? Or?
Yeah, it looks like that is Corbin up there. Corbin Robson at the stand-up temple or stand-up can. Looks like the first body to drop is Ansbra off that D side of the field.
We got also Gala being shot out of the tower behind the snake, freeing up the snake for UConn. UConn's player diving into snake 1. Refs checking him. Oh, he is eliminated, sir.
Ciofari getting shot, trying to get into snake 1. That's going to allow Corbin to go up to the 50-yard line. There's no one on this snake side of the field. So Corbin's going to be able to wrap around here and try to get a shot on some loaders of those players in the center. FAU's out wide. UConn is no longer out wide. They only have 3 bodies left and they're stuck in the pocket. So because they're out wide for FAU, that's going to allow Corbin to eventually wrap around and get a shot on the loaders and the goggles, the edges of the lenses here of those guys in the center. But those guys are wrapping around. They're trying to, actually, UConn was able to get out wide here on the snake side. That's going to make Corbin's life a little bit harder in the center 50.
Yeah, Corbin taking a little, looked like he's taking a little rest right there, laying down, trying to get that angle. We had an owl in snake 1, but he got eliminated as that player. I believe it's Silverman filtering out for UConn on that corner that you had mentioned. He caught that snake guy sleeping back there. Now the Owls trying to, I don't know if they're going to try to refill the snake or exactly what they're going to do, but they have a guy at the back stand up behind the snake as well. Look for Silverman to just lock this lane down, try to keep no one from coming into the snake. It looks like we have a UConn player walking off the D side, another one. So I think this is a little 2-on-3 right now, Matt, in favor of the Owls.
Well, again, UConn is attempting to make moves, and they have made some good fills, but the Owls are just getting position and controlling. It's not just about getting in position and looking to make moves. It looks like FAU 3 bodies left alive now, and pushing here to the center they have the center 50 and the 50 on the D side, but Ryan
catches Silverman sleeping on that cornerback there. I don't know if he was sleeping, but he was just trying to be tucked in and get as small as he could. But that bunker was definitely a little bit smaller.
Yeah, and a nice point for FAU.
Yeah.
They're just controlling. They're getting to their spots. They understand they have a couple-point lead, and so they're just letting the game develop a little bit, but controlling the lane. So when UConn is attempting to make those moves, if they're not getting shot out and they get in that bunker, then they get stuck in that bunker trying to figure out what to do next. And also, the survivability for FAU, they're losing some bodies too, but UConn's losing more bodies, so they're just winning that war of attrition.
I think it looks like FAU is starting to figure out that UConn's giving them more ground than they should, so they're being a little bit more aggressive off the break. We saw Robson come into that stand-up can behind the W, and that was the furthest person that had taken off from either side. And UConn just content taking the back bunkers, and I don't think that's going to help them out.
Yeah, I do agree that, again, they're just having hard times getting out into the guns of FAU off the break. But right now, with a 3-point lead and a little under 7 minutes to go, this is the point for UConn. UConn needs to put a point on the board. They really can't give away any more points. They need to start their comeback right now. So you can see here, FAU making moves into the snake. And then there goes that good fill. So that was a nice fill and well-timed, because as soon as
catches him coming around.
So he runs out, but he did it exactly when the FAU player makes his move in the snake and that lane gets dropped, Silverman sees that move, and this was then as the point had developed. Silverman, the last player left alive over here on the snake side of the field. But it was a good fill.
Yeah, definitely a good fill. It was a good timely fill, just like you had mentioned. As soon as he saw the snake guy go, he was like, hey, man, I can't shoot him. He's already too late.
But
might as well go.
Totally. Big problem, though. When we saw UConn yesterday in their win, where was Silverman? 50-yard line on the snake side. Now we're watching them potentially take a loss here and down by 3 with 7 minutes to go. And where's Silverman? Stuck in the back corner bunker. So a tale of 2 different games here. And so this is it for UConn. I mean, they need to get this point right here to stay in this match.
I think UConn might, I don't know, they need to come out aggressive. Like how we said.
They absolutely have to come out aggressive. They don't have much time to dilly-dally here. 7 minutes to go, down by 3, and FAU playing tough and really watching those zones. It's gonna be hard for them. So we're gonna be right back. See you in a second.
Going to Disneyland. Nah, I'm buying a car.
Big vacation. Yeah. Probably.
My car and take a nice
flying right to Vegas.
Right to Vegas.
Right to Vegas. Play more paintball. Yeah. Play more paintball. Buy a car. I don't know. Put it in my bank account.
That's all I got.
Bank that. I'm buying a car, and I got a baby on the way, so
right.
I'm paying for that.
A lot is going back to our team and trying to get back to our community.
Yeah, we'll all go to Disney World or something like that. No, we'll probably all go somewhere crazy like we've never been or something like that.
That's good down payment on a new house. So.
Cut student loans. Go to Disney.
We all work here, so we might do some stuff with that. I don't know. Some good stuff though.
Welcome back here. Again, this game brought to you by Carbon Paintball. Check out carbonpaintball.com and get 15% off. That's 15% store-wide. Use NCPA 17 at checkout. So, FAU in the driver's seat right now, up by 3. And Catfish, as we're watching some of these better teams play out here, the element of control for teams like Central Florida, FAU right now, Texas A&M, their ability to get to the important spots, make the moves when they need to, but most importantly, get kills. I mean, look at UConn is now, the frustration starting to set in for UConn. They lose 3 bodies, and Silverman comes in and takes his goggles off and spikes them directly into the ground. So definitely, I'd be frustrated too. I mean, he had a great game yesterday, spent most of his time at the 50-yard line in the snake, and he's only made it there 1 point in this match.
1 lonely point, sir. It looks like the Owls are definitely in control of this point right here. Looks like we're 4-on-2. The Owls did lose Robson going into the snake. Looks like a UConn player, Comfy, rolling out to the snake side, trying to spread the field for his team. We also have an Owl coming up to the snake 50. They also control the wall 50 as well as Dorito 3.
Yeah, Luton's in the 50-yard line here.
That's it.
Snake, yeah, and this UConn is. That was the point. They really needed that point. Now, going to be a 4-point spread.
An uphill battle, sir.
Yeah, 5:50 to go. 4 points in a little under 6 minutes. Against FAU right now?
Yeah.
I think this might be it, Catfish.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, FAU is coming out with confidence, and they are definitely making the moves they need to make, taking the bunkers they need to take, and shooting their lane. I mean, at the start of that point, UConn dropped 3 players off the break. I mean, it's off the break. It's bad.
Yeah.
5-on-2. That's not good.
And they're not just running the same game plan. I mean, they are trying to attack. It's just nothing's really working for them right now. And I think that's why, as we saw Silverman come in and take his goggles off and throw them directly into the ground as hard as he could.
Yeah, Silverman was trying to make the Snake 1 off the break and just didn't quite make it there, and just ran straight off the field. I thought he was going to punt those goggles, but spiked them instead.
It's tough to come back when there's only 2 bodies left alive for you. Which, when we watched their game yesterday, when UConn took on NC State, I mean, they won 7-3. So that was a pretty big victory for them. But they just, period, end of story, have had very little offense.
Yeah.
FAU, if they scouted them, watched their games from yesterday, or they've done a really good job of deciding which lanes to shoot, picking the right lanes, shooting the right guys. FAU's looking really solid right now and looking like they will be moving on to play Penn State about 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've both been in these situations where, you're behind and you're trying to make the aggressive move, but you keep getting shot, and that's just frustration on top of frustration. And it's just beating at them right now. And it's gut check time right now for them, Let's put a couple points on the board.
Just about to start this point. Here we go. So FAU ends up sending a real good crossfield spread for FAU, and they're still pushing forward.
UConn dropping a player off the back.
UConn is just having a real big struggle on that D side. Also here on the snake side, I mean, they're doubling up the back center bunker.
Look at the.
They do make it to D3 though, Catfish.
That's nice. UConn player making the D3. Oh, not quite. He's getting eliminated out of there. Looks like UConn player is rolling out, trying to spread the field here, getting behind the little stand up behind the snake. And for Robson here to make a move into snake 1, hopefully. Trying to gun battle the tower in the center. Robson diving in there in a snake 1, diving in clean.
Yeah, UConn just having no answers whatsoever here in the second half. Now, the points were pretty close in the first half, but FAU, it's just been all FAU here second half of this match.
It's now a 5-on-2 match, 5 strong for the Owls. 2 players on UConn, 1 in the backstand.
Ryan. So Ryan in the center for FAU, he got up to that center 50. So nonchalant and casual in there. He went and had his gun just completely down by his side. Comes over, head checks on the D side, puts his gun up, and then he puts his gun. It looks like he was like walking from his bedroom to his bathroom. Like all just slow, no hurry whatsoever. Comes, head checks on the D side, and then they concede the point. It's like just so casual out there right now for FAU, but that's just how dominant they've been here, particularly in this second half. Again, this game brought to you by Carbon Paintball. Check out carbonpaintball.com. 15% off store-wide. Use the code NCPA17 at checkout. Get 15% off everything on their website.
Yeah, this pack's real nice, man. Once you take the pods out, it collapses, so you won't get shot, you know, on your pack from hanging out in the bunkers. That's real nice.
Yeah, they do good work. And, you know, new company just coming out with their stuff this year. It's good to see new blood coming into paintball.
Definitely.
So let's check out. We're down in the pits with Lauren Kelly here with UConn.
Thanks, Maddie. I don't know if we're going to see UConn get any more points on this board. There's a lot of confusion and frustration in the pits. All of the players have been coming off the field saying, what are we going to do different? How are we going to get points? And they don't seem to have any answers for FAU. So it's a little rough down here for them.
Well, that's what it's looking like on the field, too. Not only in the pits. Not a lot of answers. Well, it's tough because if you start your game plan, okay, I'm going to run out the corner bunker on the snake side, get shot off the break. All right, well, that didn't work. Let's run it again. Nope, still didn't work. Okay, let's go heavy guns. Oh, that also didn't work. Nothing is working for them right now. And then the D side too, Catfish. The D side's struggling.
Yeah, they're definitely. It's FAU right now is another example, like UFC, what am I trying to say? The Knights.
Use your words.
The Knights of Florida, how they're just shooting their lanes.
Central Florida.
Picking their shots. That's what the Owls are doing right now.
You're right. The Owls do look. Their game right now is very similar to what UCF is bringing to the table as well. So
I think UCF was just a little bit more aggressive. Look, UConn player going in the snake one, finally being aggressive, but he gets shot in the pack. Looks like UConn trying to be a little bit more aggressive here, going to the can behind the Dorito side.
I think UConn's they are definitely aggressive. They are trying to make moves, but there's nothing. There hasn't been one move really that's worked for them in this second half. Obviously, that's why the score is 6-1.
Ansberg making it out to the Dorito side, a little tempo on the corner. Trying to keep them at bay. It's a 2-on-4 right now, in 2-on-3 now, in UConn's favor. Looks like UConn got a player at the 50 wall. UConn player making it into the snake now, going to snake 1, straight to snake 2, possibly going into snake 50. Nope, he'll stop at snake 2. He needs to wrap and try to get a shot on Ansberg, which he does. Ansberg, nope, Ansberg's like, no, yeah, he's eliminated. Gives him a little extra for not getting off the field. We got one Owl player in the mini wall in the back.
So yeah, little chink in the armor here for FAU, but UConn losing that body in the center. 1-on-2,
heavily favored for UConn, but with 3 minutes left on the clock here.
Well, the coach for Stack, alumni coaching, came back to coach here for UConn, is screaming at his D player, hey, let's go, get this going.
Oh, Gala being eliminated finally out of that little mini wall. UConn running this point in, putting another one up on the board. Hopefully making it 6-2 if it's a clean hang.
So now a 4-point spread with 2 minutes and 46 seconds left to go.
He's being checked real thirsty. They're looking at that pack. He might have got hit. There's another meeting of the minds over there.
So while the refs
penalty!
Minor penalty.
Hit, sir.
A bunch of flags being thrown. So just when UConn finally thought that they were going to get a point on the board, another one. It's been a disastrous game for UConn. I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
So let's look at the schedule here and the games coming at you this afternoon. So right now, FAU, if you're just joining us, has been rather dominant against UConn in this, particularly in the second half. It was, excuse me, closer in the first half. And then we will have a lunch break. After that, Texas A&M will be taking on the UCF Knights. So I think that game right there, the UCF Knights and the Texas A&M Aggies in the quarterfinals, Catfish, that might be the two biggest favorites here at this event. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the rest of the guys playing this afternoon, but based on how UCF and the Texas A&M have been playing this weekend, it's kind of tough for those two teams that they are now playing each other here this early on. You wanted maybe that to be a finals game for those guys. But also Temple's going to be taking on East Carolina, Liberty taking on Drexel, and Penn State looks like they will be taking on FAU.
Yeah, that match coming up after the lunch break is going to be a doozy. That's for sure. That's a finals match, like you said, like, you know.
Well, we haven't. So Liberty lost a pretty close game against Texas A&M yesterday, which tells me that that's how good Texas A&M, because Liberty came in undefeated to this one. I think the UCF Knights also beat Liberty here at this event. So, you know, I mean, it's just tough to say. I think that the Texas A&M is the favorite, like we talked about this morning. I'd say second is the UCF Knights, and then maybe third Liberty. But you know, who knows? I mean, Penn State, Drexel's been playing pretty good. We will see. 2 minutes and 34 seconds left to go. Doubling up that back center is FAU, just rolling those guns and trying to preserve this lead. That penalty ticking off for UConn on the dirty hang.
FAU making a break for Dorito too and getting in there clean. Look for them to kind of go strong Dorito side, I would think. But they're stacked 3 strong on the Snake side. You got Bronson at the little can behind the wall right there on the screen. He's shooting at the back bunkers up behind the Snake, trying to catch those guys getting in there or keeping them from going in there. Looks like a UConn player is strolling off the field casually from the Dorito side. We got Ansberg on the Dorito side for the Owls trying to eliminate another player. There's another UConn player coming off, so that's a quick 2 on 5 on 2, but they get their player back. It turns into a 5 on 3. We got Bronson crawling into the wall.
A minute and 37 seconds is FAU just stacking up bodies here in these front bunkers as they take the Snake and crawl, and another body coming off for UConn. So here comes another body getting up into that, but he gets taken out for FAU, and then FAU now attacking on the D side of the field, trying to take out the last player left alive for UConn. And
murdered.
Yeah, he got decimated over there. So that's going to be yet another point for FAU, and I'm wondering if they're going to if UConn is just going to let this time expire and take the loss, or if they want to play another point here.
Oh, there's no one next to that buzzer, Matt. There's no one standing next to that buzzer, so.
Those are the worst losses to take, where there's still like a minute 10 on the clock, but the point spread's so bad that it's fruitless to even hit the buzzer to concede another point, to play another point.
I don't even think Bronson needs to hide. Oh, they did concede the point with 40 seconds
Corbin's shaking his head like, man, we really have to play another point? I'm trying to go get my ice cold Gatorade on right now. So let's check out this replay here, and this was the last player left alive, about to get run down in the corner. And as you see this angle over here, as the camera takes one, our crew out there getting us some awesome angles, and shout out to everyone in the truck here handling business for the webcast to bring you guys the stories from the college championship. And I'm really looking forward to these afternoon games, Catfish, as we're getting more closely matched games. And also, there is a donation page if you go to NCPA Paintball.com. If you're enjoying this webcast, please help it out and support it with an easy donation on NCPAPaintball.com. Also, there's still time to register for NXL Dallas. Hit up NXLPaintball.com. You can also watch the webcast on GoSports.com. May 5th through the 7th, second event of the NXL season. And you can also play fantasy paintball now, too. Go to myfanwagon.com. And also, can't forget about Carbon, the sponsor of this match, 15% off their website. Enter the promo code NCAA Paintball 17 at checkout. So 47 seconds left to go. This will be the last point. Dominant performance from FAU.
Looks like FAU, 2 last players making it to the box there. About less than 15 seconds to go on this next point here on the clock.
So, I wonder what UConn's going to do here. I mean, just for pride. Are they going to attack? Yes, they are. Big move all the way to D3 and the center 50.
And snake one. Oh, they're starting to shoot these owls.
Yeah, FAU losing a couple bodies. And it looks like UConn loses a body as well.
UConn coming up to Dorito side strong, going to Dorito 50.
UConn really trying hard to win this last point for pride. Like to have more than 1 point on the board when that time expires.
About 18 seconds. You got UConn player running all the way to the back stand up here. Bronson trying to live behind his gun and gets shot in the face.
Think they might have time to hang it.
No, no time. That's not enough time, Matt. 5, 2, 1.
Ziofari digging for it. I think he got it.
Oh, he got it. Yeah, he got it, I guess.
I mean, not that it matters, but if you're going to end the game losing by a bunch, might as well get that last point. Yeah, I think it's a good hang.
Oh, no, the ultimate saying no.
Oh, he's saying didn't get it?
Yeah, he's saying didn't get it. Yeah.
All right, well, before we get to our lunch break, let's check in with Lauren.
Hey, Maddie, thanks. I am here with Kevin Cuthbert. Now, you guys won that. Congratulations. You played really strong, and UConn tried to answer what you guys were doing, but they just could not figure out a break or play or move to really capitalize and get the momentum. You guys had that the whole time. Something they told me, which is pretty obvious, is they weren't getting kills on the break, which you need, of course. If you're in their shoes and you're not getting kills on the break, is there anything you can do to change that, really?
Really just like sticking in your bunker, playing by your gun skills. Hopefully, you know, play more methodical paintball than your opponent, and hopefully shoot them out of your bunker, or shoot them out of their bunker before they shoot you.
Well, that's what you guys did. So congratulations. Great job on that win. Back to you, Maddie.
Thanks, Lauren. And yeah, big congratulations to FAU. The game was close to start out with, but Florida Atlantic just not letting UConn do anything, especially in that second half. So FAU will move on to take on Penn State this afternoon, 5 o'clock. But we're going to take a short lunch break. We'll be back with 2 o'clock Eastern time with Texas A&M University Aggies taking on the UCF Knights. And that is the battle of, I feel, the top 2 teams here. We'll see how things go down in that matchup. So stick with us here, 2017 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. See you in just a bit.